Why, hello there, pet lovers. It's Colleen from Pet Nanny Coach, a company I created to help pet sitting business owners launch, grow, and multiply their businesses. Today, we're talking about the three biggest pet sitting hiring mistakes. I've made every mistake in the book, guys. But today, let's focus on three of those mistakes, and these are the biggest mistakes. Number one, pet sitting hiring mistake. Number one is hiring in a reactive way. So when you're building a team of sitters and you have everybody out, everyone's taking care of your clients' pets and everything's going great, but there's nobody in the pipeline to fill in or to cover if, God forbid, one of your sitters gets sick and one of your sitters has to leave, is one of the worst things that you can do. You always need to be sure you're padding your company with people that are able to step in the case of an emergency or in the case of somebody leaves. All right, so paying very close attention, and my manager Sue is so good at this. She has everything on a spreadsheet. She knows this sitter can cover over here if something were to happen, and this sitter can cover over here if something's going to happen, and this sitter were to leave, I could disperse all of these clients to this person. She has it all mapped out like in advance in case something happens, because guess what? It does happen. You're managing people and you have no idea what's going on in people's lives, and people will leave the company unexpectedly. And if you have to hire in a reactive way, you're going to bring people on board that you don't want to bring on board. And I've done this so many times, like, oh yeah, this person seems really good, but something in my gut's telling me that it's not so great. I bring them on, and then a few weeks later, I'm like, that's exactly why I didn't want to bring them on. So if you create a system where you're constantly proactively recruiting, you're talking to people, you're saying, hey, we have a full schedule of sitters. They're all, they're doing great. But in the event that one of these sitters needs coverage, or in the event that this sitter leaves, we will have business for you. Lots of people are willing to do that. You would be very surprised. But just making sure that you're constantly padding your team with enough people, with enough coverage, so that you're not hiring in a reactive way and hiring the people that you don't want to bring on to your roster of sitters. All right. Mistake number two is not managing the expectations of a new sitter. So when you bring someone new on, don't give them a full schedule of visits. We don't know how they're actually going to be in the field until they're actually in the field. We have this whole system set up where we're doing checks and balances. We're seeing how they communicate. We're seeing, how detail oriented they are. We're getting feedback, but we're not giving them a full roster until we can actually get customer feedback. That is the most important. So making sure that it's like, hey, this is not an overnight thing. You're not going to be getting 8 visits a day right off the bat. We are going to bring you on slowly. We're going to send you out with clients. We're going to see how you do. We're going to get customer feedback. And when we get feedback that's positive, we're going to keep giving you business. We're going to keep building your book of business. If we get negative feedback, that's another story. But managing those expectations. If you bring someone on, I'm not getting enough visits. We told you this is pretty much a 6 to an 8 week process before you are going to have a full schedule. So just making sure that you're constantly managing their expectations, or else you're going to lose people right away. If you're like, yes, you're hired, and then they don't have any visits, they're going to be like, oh, what's going on? So always being really clear and honest and concise about what they can expect is going to increase the longevity of their time with your company. All right, and pet sitting hiring mistake number 3 is hiring individuals who are using your business as a pit stop. Clients come to know and like and love their pet sitters. And if you are constantly bringing new people in and out of their home, that's going to break the trust with them. So you don't want to bring people in who are like, yeah, I'm here for, I don't know I got fired from my job. I'm getting a new job. I don't know what's going on. You can bring them on certainly as a backup sitter or a substitute sitter, but you don't want to give them regular business, because that's, again, going to break the trust with your clients. It's your job in the interview to try to figure out where they are in their lives. Okay, so you just got fired from your job. Tell me, what is your plan for the next year? What's your plan for the next 2 years? Where do you see yourself from now? What you don't want to happen is bring somebody on and give them a whole list of clients, and then they start working, they're doing great, the clients love, they're like, oh, Colleen, I just got a new job, I'm outie. Then you have to go back to the client and explain, oh, they got a full-time job and I need to give you somebody else. So really trying to dig deep on where they are in the course of their life is very important. Finding people that have the availability and have the time in their schedules to do this it's a challenge and it takes time. That's why hiring, interviewing, recruiting, the whole part of the hiring system needs to be so regular so that you are finding the right people. Finding freelancers that work from home, finding people that maybe were empty nesters, their children just went back to college, they're not interested in starting a career, but they're interested in making more money, trying to figure out where they are in their lives. I had a woman who I hired, I'll never forget, sitting in the kitchen, and she's like, I want to do this, I want to do this. And I just kept asking, like, well, what are you doing to make money? Like, what are you doing to sustain yourself? And she told me she was selling her eggs. And I was like, oh, okay, let's try this. And 2 weeks later, she quit. I was like, that wasn't a viable answer. But again, I was hiring in a reactive way, like I said in the first mistake. So just really being very careful about who the people you're bringing on, what their goals are for working with your company. And that's what you can ask in the pre-interview questions that you give them. That's what you can ask in the interview with them. That's following up with them after they start working with you every couple months, saying, hey, are you happy with the company? Are we giving you too many visits? You don't have enough visits, but always making sure that the sitter, you're staying on top of where the sitter is with your company, because you never want to get left in the lurch having a sitter leave you. And people that are using your business as a pit stop, I'm telling you, they are not a good fit, because it's going to break trust with your customers. All right, so those are my 3 biggest pet sitting hiring mistakes. Number 1, do not hire in a reactive way, not managing the expectations of your new pet sitters. And number 3, hiring individuals who are using your business as a pit stop. It's just not a good fit. All right, guys, I hope you found this helpful. If you do, click the like button. And if you would like the free resource for my team expansion toolkit, please put your first name and email address below, and I'll get that right over to you. All right, I'm wishing you a great day. Take care. Bye.